Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Small School AD on the Educational AD podcast. We'll be right back with today's small school guest, but as always, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Now, you've heard me say many times, these are companies that I used as an athletic director or have got a direct connection to, and I strongly recommend that you check them out. So take the next 3 minutes, listen to our shout outs, then listen to our small school guest, and then go visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to thank our good friends at Gipper for their support. Go to Gipper.com. Their team is going to have you creating world-class marketing content to promote your teams and athletes in seconds, and it's so easy, even I can do it. Go to Gipper.com. It's used and trusted by over 4,000 high school and college programs. It's professional graphic design made easy. Gipper.com. We also want to thank Home Campus. Home Campus is a platform that you're going to use every single day. Things like scheduling, uploading rosters, reports, communicating with everybody in your program, in your state. How about student athlete eligibility and clearance? Who doesn't do that every day? Home Campus does all of these things and more, does it better, does it faster. Go to homecampus.com to get started. We also want to thank the Ohio University Online Masters in Athletic Administration. This affordable 20-month program, entirely online, not only gets you your master's degree, you will also complete 11 NIAAA leadership training courses to go towards your RAA or your CAA. To get started, it's so easy. Go to ohio.edu/info/MAA, the Ohio University Online Masters. We'd also like to say thanks to Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Whether it's more support, more security, or more customization, Hometown is here to help you make the best online ticketing solution. Go to hometownticketing.com. We want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and schedule a live web demo. See their scoreboards and their score tables in action. Probably one of the best purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. Go to sidelineinteractive.com for more information. We want to say thanks to Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years, but when I became an AD, I wanted a platform that was going to work for all of our teams, and Huddle came through like a champ. Go to huddle.com. Join the 8 million users and turn your school into a Huddle school. We'd also like to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards or your school's Hall of Fame, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. Take a look at their interactive touchscreen video consoles. It's also a great way to tell your school's unique history and share your proudest moments. The website is vitalsignswalloffame.com. We want to say thank you to Snap Raise. If you're looking for a fundraising platform, stop looking. You found it. Go to snapraise.com. Hands down, the best online platform out there. We used it at our school with tremendous success. Coaches loved it. Our parents loved it, basically because it works. Go to snapraise.com. You can check out their other platforms, but if you're looking for a fundraiser, you found it. Go to snapraise.com. And we want to thank Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack. If you've never used a survey to take the pulse of your program, you're really missing out. Athletic directors already hear back from the complainers, the people that want to gripe about everything, but that's only a small percentage. Athletic surveys will connect you to that group, but they're also going to connect you to the 98% that support your program. And that's a tremendously valuable piece of information to have, especially when you're talking with a frustrated parent, or maybe your principal, or even your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create that survey that's going to have you connected with everybody in your program. athleticsurveys.com. Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Small School AD on the Educational AD Podcast. If you're new to the series, this is a weekly series where we feature athletic directors from smaller schools. And our definition of a small school is around 300 students in the high school. If you've had any experience at small school, you know that ADs wear a lot of hats. And we're very excited to be going to Kansas today. And we're going to visit with Michael Pettibone. He is a certified athletic administrator, and he's the activities director at Brewster High School, and that's in Brewster, Kansas. Michael, welcome to Small School AD.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you and I were talking before. It's the end of the school year. I think most schools are wrapping up. There might be one or two states that still have some state competitions going on, but doesn't mean the athletic director runs out the door on vacation. There's things to do. So, Mike, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, and a little bit about your school there, Brewster, and then we'll see what you have to share on Small School AD.
Gotcha. So I received my undergraduate degree in business administration with an emphasis in sports management from Southern New Hampshire University, which is an online school. And so I transitioned from the retail world to education a couple years ago. So I've been in my position going on 3 years now. And our school here in Brewster, we have a total enrollment of 158 students. We have a cooperative agreement with Triplanes High School, which is 30 minutes due south of us, and they have, I think, their enrollment this year was 75 total. So um, neither of us can really survive without the other for our activities.
You know, the rural setting, those small schools, I think is just very cool. I'm trying to put my put the label on I want. That's where I got my start. We had 100 kids in the school where I had my first job as a head football coach, and there's a lot of challenges. There's also a lot of rewards in that particular environment. Um, Share a little bit about the school makeup, and then I'm curious to hear what kind of tips you want to share on small school AD.
So the big one, I guess, for us is with our cooperative agreement, we really have to hone in our communication. We've got two ADs basically doing the exact same thing. Um, I take care of the our fall activities. She takes care of our spring activities, and then we separate for, or she takes care of winter. Then we separate for spring. Um, and so, you know, we're talking almost every day as to updating contracts. Where are we at for next year? Are we looking for games? Or we're not looking for games? The other big thing is practice schedule. So the past couple of years, we've done an every other day thing. So Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, we're here in Brewster. Tuesdays and Thursdays, one week, we're in Winona. So we've got about a 30-minute drive just for practice, 30-minute home. So it's definitely a challenge. I'd say the biggest tip that I think I've had a lot of success with is in communication would be, if you use Gmail as your email client, sending out notification for games can be scheduled. So um, I'll take our entire fall schedule. I'll get all of my letters to go out to ADs, and I schedule them in Gmail to go out a week before the contest. So that frees up a lot of time. Where if we have a fire somewhere, I'm not feeling like I forgot something because it's already taken care of.
Now, you and I were talking before we came on. You're the athletic director, but also, you're in charge of a lot of different activities. Um, you know, what what percentage of your student athletes are also involved in those various activities that, any school, small school or big school, is going to provide? I'm sure there's a lot of carryover.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably around 85, 90%. Our kids this year have been really, really involved. So, not just focusing on athletics, football, basketball, whatever it may be, but they're in forensics, they're in the school play, student council, Scholars Bowl. It's crazy. One of I had a student aide this year. He was a senior, and the amount of time that he has stretching him is crazy. I remember growing up, I felt like I was being pulled in a lot of different directions, but I feel like kids these days, it's almost tenfold to what I experienced.
Oh, no, absolutely. They certainly have a lot more choices than than we did back in the day. Um, now, I'm curious. I don't mean to put you on the spot with this next question. What percentage of your graduates each year go on to college, either community college or university? You got a figure in mind?
Yeah, so Brewster's graduating class this year was seven, I believe, and of those seven, all of them are going on to some post-secondary schooling. A few are going the community college route, but we've got a couple that are going to four-year institutions right off the rip.
Hmm. Boy, that's fantastic. Now, well, we're going to turn this into a full interview if I'm not careful. Uh, how close is your closest athletic opponent? And then what's the other extreme? How far do you have to drive for some of your games? I remember some of those long bus rides back in the day. What's your travel like?
Yeah, so our closest is super close, 30 miles, not very far at all. Our farthest is 2.5 hours. I would definitely say I graduated from Goodland High School, which is just 20 miles from Brewster, and that league spans a great distance. So I mean, they're the same. The closest would be 30 minutes, but the farthest is 2.5, almost 3 hours.
Uh, well, definitely, time to get homework done on those buses or something else. Well, Michael, it's been great that you were able to find some time to share with our listeners. If one of our listeners wanted to reach out and kind of pick your brain, see how you do things there in your co-op situation or just any other organizational aspects, or they just want to add you to their network, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
I'm pretty good both email and cell phone. My cell phone number is 785-821-4637. And then my email is Michael, Michael dot Pettibone, Pettibone at USD314.com.
Well, Michael, thanks again for sharing with our listeners today on Small School AD. All the best moving forward, and hopefully we'll be able to connect in December at the NIAAA conference down in Austin.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
For our listeners, we want to thank you for tuning in. And just a reminder, we upload the Zoom recordings of all of our interviews to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We do this every week with small school ADs and just about every day with best practices. So come back next time for another interview on the Educational AD Podcast. And before we go, as always, we want to give another shout out to our sponsors, the Ohio University Online Masters Program, Vital Signs Wall of Fame. You really need to check out those interactive touchscreen video consoles. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack. If you're not using surveys, you're really missing out. Go to athleticsurveys.com. Sideline Interactive indoor score tables and video boards. Um, you've heard me say it's probably one of the best purchases I ever made as an AD. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. If you're looking for a fundraiser, you found it. Snap Raise. It's the best online fundraiser out there. Go to snapraise.com. Hometown Ticketing. It's the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Go to hometownticketing.com. Huddle, turn your school into a huddle school, video, streaming, and a whole lot more. You got to check out Huddle. Go to huddle.com. Home campus, if you're looking for an information management system for your athletic department, home campus, it's the official management system for the state of Florida, for the state of California, and others. Go to homecampus.com. You can also use it as an individual school. And Gipper, create world-class content, promote your kids, promote your programs. Go to Gipper.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on Small School AD on the Educational AD Podcast.